It's been a minute, but we are back. I'm using my Enderpine model. It's very pretty. I like the purple. We changed a little bit. Ignore the cries for help. You're not being held at gunpoint. Oh my god. Okay, everything's fine. I wanted to watch more Internet Historian, so we're watching the drinking video. Because that's what I wanted to watch. I'm just gonna start it. Ignore them. Taking away your sound. Yeah, and I'll do it again.
Brought to you by Incognito. Alright, we've done theatre, we've done painting, we've done wine, and now it's time to do some drinking stuff in general. And to start, let us learn about the drinking cultures of the world.
Ooh, I don't know a lot about drinking culture. I only know a little
Welcome to my private jet. Come on, kid, I got a lot to teach you about the world.
Also, if somebody tells you to go in their private jet and they say, "Come on, kid, I have a lot to teach you," run! Run away! Do not get in that jet! Please! Learn from others' mistakes! Don't go!
We must learn all of the drinking customs of all the funny foreign places. Starting with where drinking was invented. The country of Uck.
Of Uck.
The trick is to jump just before you hit the ground.
Yeah.
Observe British people in their natural habitat. Here they do a thing called cheers, where they clink their glasses together before drinking.
I'm sorry. I must say, my ear just popped. I feel so alive all of a sudden. Suddenly the world has color. I can hear again. Lies, I see no stabbing. Is it true? Are the stabbings really bad in the UK? It's your place? Is it? Is the stabbing real? Let us know. Thank you.
The tradition dates back centuries, but the origin, why they started doing it, is somewhat unknown. But we have a couple of theories. Theory 1, poisoning. Yes.
Oh.
So imagine a situation like this. Two people who don't trust each other, sitting down together at the pub. This guy then does something shady to the other guy's drink. Here you go. Did you poison my drink? Me? I would never. Well then, I'll pour a little of mine into yours, and you can pour a little of yours into mine, and we'll both either be totally fine or both totally dead. No, there's no need to do that. So that was the initial version, and then eventually they just kind of shortcutted it to, yeah, clink clink, it's fine, I trust you. But
yeah,
that's probably a myth. So, theory number 2.
Would you even take a drink from someone you don't trust? I don't know. I'm too paranoid. I already think people are out to kill me anyway. I don't think I could do it. Extra opioids in my beer, please. From the CEO of Wendy's. Extra opioids, yep. Now I want Wendy's. What the heck? Does Wendy's have anything good going on? I have no idea. I haven't eaten at Wendy's for a long time.
Ooh. Ghosts.
The shakes? They have...
Right, in the Middle Ages,
yeah,
people were worried about spooky ghosts and spirits. So they'd do cheers very loudly to scare away the demons.
Oh.
Also, sometimes you'd spill some of your drink onto the table and the floor, and then that was like a little offering to the spirit.
I see.
But that's probably also not true. The most likely answer is simply that everyone likes that sound. It's very satisfying. There's more. You know when someone drops a glass and everyone just kind of silent, like, are you...
All I looked over and read was better than Arby's. Alright, I know some people are gonna defend Arby's and everything. Arby's is the only fast food place that has repeatedly sent me to the emergency room. So I'm sorry, I can't take anything seriously. Like, I like their, what is it? Their curly fries, and I'm pretty sure they have something else that I enjoy. But that's it. That's all I can eat from there. For some reason, it always makes me horribly sick. It could just be a skill issue. Maybe I just wasn't made for it. But I also saw what ops do you have. Taco Bell is worse? You're objectively wrong. I'm sorry. What? I'm able to stomach Taco Bell way more than Arby's. You had Arby's earlier, pray for you. You're the CEO of Wendy's. Why are you eating at an Arby's? Excuse me?
Fucking idiot. Well, in the UK, instead, everyone goes, way, in celebration, as a way to make fun of you, but also make you feel not so bad. Uh-oh. The BBC? They have a whole organization for that now? We gotta get out of here. We'll take my private cruise ship. Come to Italy, where they filmed the Mario movie. Let me just park this here.
Chad, is this actually real?
Come this way to the...
I'm sorry, I want you guys to see that. Let me get out of the way. That was really funny. Okay. Here, I'll go over here. You ready?
Chad, is this actually real?
Come this way to the Leaning Tower of Pizza, held up by the raw strength of 1,000 tourists posing for photographs.
Allow me to go back in my corner now. Chad, is this actually real? No, it's not. Is this fine? Yeah, this is fine. Pine POV? Why would you crash the boat? Back to the corner where you belong? That's crazy. Oh my... Damn. You know what? Screw you in particular.
But
You're
did
lucky.
you know
You're
that
still lucky YouTube does
Italians,
not like me
when they
cursing.
say cheers,
I
say
would curse
chin
you out.
chin. Now, that is very funny
Fine,
to
when
the
did you
Japanese,
crash the boat? So
because
I could
in Japanese,
So
chin
I
chin
could
means
take out
penis.
demon.
Germany next. Now here they do
Germany is
Bruderschaft,
so pretty.
where you link your arms together when drinking. It's also kind of seen all over the world at weddings in particular, but only the Germans have a name for it. It symbolizes the end of formalities between two people. But the Germans have a lot more. Now, when you clink glasses together with someone, you have to look them directly in the eye.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
And if
I
you
can't.
don't do it, you will be cursed with 7 years of bad sex.
Damn, I mean, like, pop off ace anyway. I guess it doesn't fucking matter for me, does it? But... I don't even see myself getting married in 7 years, do I? Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna be lonely as fuck. I'm sorry. No, I'll find someone. I'm not worried about it. Can have bad things if you don't get any. Maidenless pine. I mean, technically, aren't I Kitty's wife? Isn't that what she calls me? But it's more like a girly talk, like friend thing. I cannot do eye contact. I can't do eye contact. I don't know if I told you guys about it, but I just get way too anxious. I cannot do eye contact. It freaks me out. I can't. I will never look somebody in the eyes if I don't have to. Do not stare at me. Do not use that pine stare emote at me right now.
It's not my fault. It's the Germans. Then when doing shots, and if you don't do it, you will be cursed with 7 years of bad sex, apparently. It's not my fault. It's the Germans. Then when doing shots in Germany, they sometimes also go Zermit, and you hold the glass near your belly, Zertit, and you hold it near your chest, and then Zumsack, and you hold it near your, and then Zak, and you drink. Now, on to Finland. They keep it casual. They have a custom specifically for drinking alone. You're supposed to do it while loafing around in your underpants, and it's called kalsari kani, also known as underwear drunk. Alright, that's all I could
Fair
find
enough.
in Finland. So
I mean,
off to
why not?
Canada. To get there, I booked us a private fishing trawler. It's so exclusive that even these fish, yes, they go to a private school. In Newfoundland, Canada, they have the new
I can't believe I laughed at that. I actually laughed at that.
trawler. It's so exclusive that even these fish, yes, they go to a private school. In Newfoundland, Canada, they have the Newfoundland Screech. You take a shot of Screech and then you do the Screech. Goes like this.
Is you a screecher? And then you answer like this. Deed I am, me old cock, and long may your big jib draw. That's it.
It's a pirate culture. Then they take a big fish, usually a cod, and they kiss it on the lips. Anyway, I'm kind of busy, so there's no more customs anywhere in the world. You can do some more, maybe independent research yourself. I'll see you back in the field. Okay, this next section is on cocktails. So it all started when we made this asset where the Irish character, he's shaking a cocktail at a frat party, and I turned to the editor and I went, wait a minute, that's a weird word. Why are they called cocktails? And we started Googling it, and we kind of went down a rabbit hole, and it was actually really interesting. So, here it is. Cocktails. In the 1700s, fuel prices were outrageous. So, everybody used the horse.
I mean, obviously.
Now, horses
Yeah,
weren't
fuel
just used
prices
for
are
travel.
crazy.
They were also used for work in the fields. So you would sometimes put a harness on a horse for plowing a field, right? Now, when you do that, its tail actually gets in the way, and so we have to do something about that thing. Think of it like the foreskin of the horse. You put it in the guillotine, and everybody closes their eyes. Problem solved. Now, this practice is called docking. It has a different meaning these days. So once the tail is docked, some say it's much easier to clean. But it also kind of looks like a chicken's tail, right? Hence, they would call these tails cocktails.
Oh.
So that's step one in the story. Step two.
All right.
You've also got horse merchants, right? And they are a very shrewd bunch. They know that when they sell their horses, the customer wants very feisty and energetic animals. Someone who's buying a horse doesn't want one that's kind of sickly or lazy or sleeping all the time, right? They need it for work. So how do you ensure then that your horse looks full of beans and moxie and some other stuff and has the maximum horsepower possible when it's time to sell? Well, they would use this one quick hack. All the equestrians hate.
Have any of you actually tried 5-minute hacks? I see some of them, and they're like the most insane things. Why? Just like, why? They're just doing it for fun. It's not even a hack. They're just doing it to make your life worse. I don't understand. Sometimes I like watching the videos, though. They make me laugh. No, I don't need them to know how bad it is. Oh. The 5-minute craft nightmares? Lovely.
They would go over to their mortar and pestle and they would throw in some chili, some ginger, and a few other spices and just mix it all together.
Yeah.
Then they would go over to the horse, hold still, little fella, and with the mixture go up into the no-no area. Now, the horse doesn't like that very much, so it's kicking, it's going mad, and the bidders are all going, wow, this is a really great horse. It's got some spunk, I tell you. I'm buying it. So the horse merchants made a whole bunch of money, and everyone was happy. Well, almost everyone. The end. Of step 2. Now step 3. Around the same time, you've got bartenders over in the saloon, and they have just invented the science of mixology. They've realized that you can add Red Bull and lemon juice to stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to think about that anymore. I'm sorry. I was in shock. I didn't know
mixology. They've realized that you can add Red Bull and lemon juice to stuff and actually make alcohol not taste so bad.
Yeah.
But when they added some ginger and spices and maybe a little bit of pepper, people went, oh, I know these. These are those horse suppositories. Cocktails, we'll call them. Glug, 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 glug.
Oh.
And the name stuck.
So that's why. Okay.
Do you think it's too early for ad time? I don't think it's too early for ad time.
Ad time!
Oh no, help me, Incognito Man. I signed up for discounts at a retail store and they won't stop sending me messages. Huh? I signed up to that website years ago. Why are they still spamming me?
That would be my doing. I am Data-Based Man.
Database
Who will
man
stop
is
him?
crazy.
It's me, Incognito Man.
Did you guys see the legs? Did you guys see the legs? Did you guys see the legs? Look at the legs.
Who will stop him? It's me, Incognito
Why?
Man. Incognito is the brilliant service that tells a whole bunch of databases and people who have your data and stuff to get fucking lost. It says, hey, do you have this email address? Well, lose it. Hey, marketer man, you can't use this
Incognito
phone
Man.
number anymore.
Oh, that makes
Instead of chasing them all up
sense.
manually by
You're
signing up to
right.
Incognito, they send these
Okay.
legal requests on your behalf to get you deleted from the internet.
Let us do battle in my realm.
And then we teleport to the desert.
I better follow him. Incognito portal.
Good of you to finally join us.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stop you. Incognito lawyer powers, legal threats, data removal tools, Consumer Privacy Act, data protection regulations, polite yet stern wording.
Polite wording.
It
no.
has created a Gundam. So go to incognito.com/incognito.
Explaining puns with Pine 101. I can usually get like most of them. It's just sometimes it takes me a second. Okay? Sometimes it takes me a second.
Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan.
I don't know why it feels more demeaning to get head pats after that. But thank you, I guess.
Won't change numbers. I won't change email addresses. I'll just simply take them back. I can feel it working. My phone isn't ringing as often. My email inbox, it's less full with just a whole bunch of shit. And then like the sun comes out, the clouds clear.
My databases are getting too light.
Have a good night, Carla.
He'll die of the cold eventually.
Pan up and it's Nordman. He's like, not bad, kid. not,
Not
bad,
bad,
at all.
kid.
So go to incognito.com/incognito. Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan. Ad over. Have you heard about the latest dangerous trend? It's all over social media. Wine mixed with watermelon. A combination when mixed together makes a deadly poison. Here we are in
So
Argentina
scary.
with a delicious watermelon. Now let me chase it down with a glass of wine.
Not one.
Okay, it's not true. But it's been a myth in South America for over 100 years that you should never pair wine and watermelon together. No one quite knows why, but we dug and we were able to
Is
find
it like a
a
culture thing,
single
maybe?
source from an author, Facundo de Genova. And he says, in probably Argentina, probably sometime in the 1800s, there was a small Catholic church and everything was great. For a time. They grew wine for dinner and watermelon for dessert. Until one day, something bad happened in their idyllic little town. A few men in the village started getting a bit grabby.
No.
It was a whole Me Too thing, but it was the first Me Too. It was a Me one. No one
That's
quite knows
bad.
who did
That's
what
bad.
to whom,
That's
but it was a
bad.
big scandal, I tell you. And it kept happening.
Oh no, what's happening to our beautiful village?
They said in their funny foreign accents. Now, presiding over the village was a monastery. So the priests all gathered together at this monastery to figure out what the hell's going on with all this grabbiness,
Yeah, this town sucks now.
said the women folk.
I hope you have other plan to fix this.
Yes, of course we do. But first, we must figure out why the men are becoming so grabby. Come on, guys, think outside the box. We have to find something, anything to blame, except the people who actually did the thing. So the priest
Oh my
began looking at the
God!
diets
No!
of the people in the village.
Sorry. I just blame everything except the people who did it. Just like
Something,
what?
anything to blame, except the people who actually did the thing. So the priest began looking at the
Ugh.
diets of the people in the village. The priest
Make
said
them
aloud.
explode.
One of the monks proposed a theory. Have you noticed that we grow a lot of grapes here? Yes. And have you noticed that we also grow a lot of watermelon? Yeah. Well, what if, somehow it makes the men folk grabby? That must be it. We must put a stop to this. But how?
What?
Well, let's tell them that if they drink wine and eat watermelon, they'll go to hell. Okay.
Oh.
So that's what they did. Hear ye, do not drink wine and then eat watermelon. You'll go to hell. Oh, really? Really? I don't know that. Really? And it worked. The assaults suddenly stopped.
What?
Although whether that was a coincidence, we don't actually know. Over time, however,
Wait,
the messaging
what?
kind of evolved. Because don't mix wine with watermelon isn't exactly a well-known Bible proverb, and people became less religious. So instead of, you'll go to hell, the line changed to, it's poison and you'll die.
Oh.
And in Argentina, in some places, the myth still perpetuates. Now,
Huh.
is there actually any evidence at all that pairing wine and watermelon together really causes the mood? Kinda. Watermelon contains an amino acid, arginine, which partially
Right.
transforms into nitric oxide, and then nitric oxide is a vasodilator. And vasodilators do this. Plus, wine also has polyphenols, and that also helps in the formation of nitric oxide, so double this. But the effect from nitric oxide is actually very mild. Also, all of these foods have polyphenols and arginine in them as well. So,
I want to look at all the foods.
also, all of these foods have
Berries, cocoa, coffee, tea,
polyphenols
spices,
and arginine in them as
olive beans.
well.
Huh.
So pretty much everything has it. So, no, the effects are likely hugely overstated. So, the moral of the story is...
No more of the story. Okay.
This next section is on wine in the Bible. Sort of. Apologies if we got any details wrong. We mostly kept this section because we liked the pun on Eucharist. Jumping forward to Jesus. This is his first recorded miracle. So, Jesus and a whole bunch of his followers and stuff, they are invited to a wedding in Cana. Now, the waiter goes over to serve some guests some wine, and... uh-oh.
It's empty.
No!
It's empty. There's no more wine.
No, wait, I've got a
No
plan.
wine?
says
Why do you
Jesus.
even go to a wedding then? What's the point?
Bring me 6 big stone jugs, about 20 to 30 gallons each, and fill them up to the brim with H2O. Now, check out this. And he does the finger thing.
Wedding cake? Fair enough. Wedding cake, out. Fair enough. Eat the whole thing. Okay, you know what? Don't eat the whole wedding cake. That might not be a good idea.
And then when they went to pour the water, suddenly it was wine. And it was the
What?
best wine that anyone had ever had. And they go, oh, that's pretty good, Jesus. But have
you
you got
cry
any
at
other
weddings?
miracles? And he says,
To
yes.
be fair,
Come on.
if they do move you in a way, why not? Right? Why not cry a little? When I'm tired, I cry at anything. I could yawn and I'd start crying. So I'm not one to judge somebody for crying at a wedding. You're not a cake person. I have pie and fruit tarts on my birthday. That sounds really good too.
On, we're going to do a supper.
What?
Now, everyone is gathered around, and this is the point at which Jesus reveals, by the way, one of you is very sus.
Oh.
I I know one of you will betray me. And he looks at Judas, and Judas is kind of looking away. But then Da Vinci's like,
Guys, I need you to stay still for the painting.
so Jesus goes, watch this. And he takes some bread and wine, and he says, look at this bread. This is my flesh. And
Wonder
everyone's
bread.
going, really? And he goes, well, yeah. I mean, if you're Protestant, then just metaphorically. No, okay, look at this wine. It is my blood. Really? Quit making this so complicated. Here, have some. So he hands it to his disciples.
Hi,
and they went,
Kitty. Hi.
fantastic.
We're just watching a video for YouTube right now. If you say hi, Kitty, I'll pin your comment. Why not? When this gets uploaded. But hi.
Here, have some. So he hands it to his disciples, and they went, fantastic. I was peckish and thirsty. And he goes, yes, in fact, I shall call this little celebration a Eucharist, or Holy Communion. It will be the practice of eating one cracker or piece of bread and drinking some wine. And if you eat the whole thing and drink the whole bottle, that's called a huge Eucharist.
Oh.
Now, most Christians today take that as a symbolic thing. Unless you are...
I'm sorry, I want to see that again. For some reason, it made me laugh.
That's called a huge Eucharist. Now, most Christians today take that as a symbolic thing. Unless you are Catholic. Now, they believe in what's called transubstantiation,
Slap was
which means that the bread and wine literally turns into the body and blood of Jesus at the moment that they are consumed. However, it does still look like bread and wine, and they call that phenomenon appearance or accident. It has changed, but you just can't tell, except for sometimes when you actually can. Lanciano, Italy,
Wait,
in the
actually?
8th century, there is a monk, and he has been on r/atheism for far too long. He is starting to have doubts about the blood and wine stuff, but he still has his monkly responsibilities. So, he holds mass, and he says the words of consecration, this is my body, this
Y'all watching me in a call? Oh no. Suddenly I'm very anxious. I hope I'm entertaining at least. At least a little.
is my blood, this is my rifle, this is my gun, and at that very moment,
Yo!
so he holds mass, and he says the words of consecration, this is my body,
This is my body.
is my blood,
This is my blood.
this is my rifle, this is my gun,
This is my
and
gun.
at that very moment, the bread turns into literal flesh in his hands, and the wine turned to blood.
Jesus, man.
Holy shit,
Jesus!
said everybody in unison. And ironically, he went, oh, well, I should probably not eat this then. So instead, he kept it in this chalice thing. What is it? A clock? Anyway, there it remains still today, kept in the Church of San Francesco. And now, a couple of years later, in the 1970s, Professor Odaro Leone decides, let me do a bit of an experiment. So he took a sample of the flesh, and he came to the conclusion that it was indeed real. Apparently, it was part of a heart valve, and that the blood type was AB. The sample has not been analyzed since. However, it is officially recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. Here ends the reading.
That's interesting to learn. Do you guys ever take time to sit down and learn about other cultures? It's becoming kind of like a hobby of mine to try to look up different things in different cultures and what they mean. It's been a lot of fun. It's kind of interesting to learn about how, just how other people think and the world and how they see it, that sort of thing. It's really interesting.
Now, you might say, wow, that section really doesn't have a whole lot to do with wine. And in fact, you're just badly retelling a Bible story.
Yes.
This final section we started making for the main channel when we found this massive court document, and we thought, holy shit, this is a hell of a story.
Disclaimer, we are not lawyers, and these are several cases here taking place over the years. I struggle to read anything with big words. Mom isn't around to help me sound each syllable out, so this is the best attempt at understanding what happened. Oh, that's sad.
And we had all these ideas of it being like Witcher themed.
Hi, POV! Whatever.
And so there were quite a few like random Witcher assets, just ignore that. But it just kept blooming and blooming into this bigger story, and it got too long. And so here it is on Incognito. And here we begin in 1743. The birth of Thomas Jefferson. Push, Mrs. Jefferson, push. Now, Tom Jeff. He was involved with some politics, kinda sex.
I just heard in the background my name, Jeff. You guys heard that too, right? I'm not going crazy?
Jefferson, push. Now, Tom Jeff. He was involved
Yeah,
with
I
some
heard it,
politics,
I heard it.
kinda sexy, but you're too late, he's dead. But what's more important is he tried his hand at a lot of different hobbies. Architecture. He designed his own home in Monticello. He played the violin. He kept mockingbirds. He collected fossils. And, most relevant of all, he hoarded a culture. In his extensive garden, he kept 330 types of vegetables and 170 types of fruit. One of those fruits was grapes. So he tried his hand at viniculture. And while he was good at a lot of things, he never saw much success with making wine. So he mostly collected the stuff. Now, people naturally wondered, like, hey, what happened to the wine he made and the wine he collected? Did he sell it all? Did he give it away? Did he attempt the huge caress? Fast forward, 1985. Meet German music producer Hardy Rodenstock. He is an avid wine collector, and he's tapping on the walls of old buildings in Paris looking for some national treasures. On this occasion, the wall opened, and my God. Sealed behind, he said that he found a collection of 24 bottles, dating all the way back to the 1780s, and look at that, THJ engraved right there on the glass. Thomas Jefferson. It seems like Mr. Rodenstock has stumbled upon Jeff's
I feel like I
hidden
recognize
collection.
this story, actually.
Mystery solved. And it would make sense that they wound up in France because Jefferson spent a number of years over there. Amazing.
Huh.
And into Rodenstock's wine collection, they went. Now, Rodenstock's wine collection was
No, I mean, like, I feel like I recognize the story in general. I don't know. Have I done something related to learning about this before? There's no way I've already seen this. It wasn't watched on my history, was it? It wasn't when I clicked on it. Huh. I don't know then.
something
Whatever.
quite special, and he liked to show it off. So every year he would host tasting events that featured extremely rare wines. And he would invite
Did you watch this twice? I don't think so.
all the most prominent
I
German
hope
celebrities.
not,
such
because
as
I
the
did not
Hart-
recognize anything before this for 22 minutes. If I watched this and I didn't recognize that much, oh no. I think I have bigger issues then. than if I've seen it before.
Hans Brothers, and Das Boot, and Death Stranding. Now, one of his guests was a guy named Michael Broadbent, the senior director for Christie's auction house. Together, they cracked open one of the THJ bottles. Bottle number 1.
Confirmed,
Broadbent said
Pine
that the
is
wine
old. I'm 21. I guess it's whatever.
was
Whatever.
delicious. Yup, these bottles are in perfect condition, he said. You should really auction these things. I run an auction, you should put them in there. Huh, maybe I should, said Mr. Rodenstock. Maybe I should. But before they...
I already seen it? No fucking shot. Hold on. Me when I lie? Are you lying to me? Are you lying to me? Please tell me you're lying to me. Please tell me I haven't actually seen it. Okay. It is way too easy to gaslight me right now. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. Please don't. I don't even get, like, a cookie out of it. What's the point? If you're gonna gaslight me, at least give me, like, a cookie or something. Ooh, or Dutch Bros. Dutch Bros sounds nice. Yeah, please don't. I do not have enough brain activity to keep
They
up.
did that. They sold 2 of the bottles privately, number 2 and number 3, and they drank a 4th. On the 5th of December 1985, they put up
Compensation,
bottle number
right.
5 for auction at Christie's. It was bought by Christopher Forbes for £105,000.
That's almost 400K. That's quite a bit. Damn.
Which at the time meant it was the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. But that wine wasn't to drink. Proudly, that thing sat on the Forbes shelf, eventually to be put into the Forbes gallery in the exhibit on former presidents. And funnily enough, they actually put this bottle on display under big industrial lights, and it heated the thing something fierce. And the heat ruined its drinkability, of course. In fact,
Oh.
so intense was the light that the glass expanded and the cork fell into the bottle. Some time passed. They celebrated the sale with another drink. Bottle number 6, now gone. And then they sold 2 more privately. In 1987, they drank bottle number 9. In 1988, they drank bottle number 10.
They're
And
drinking
at
a
this
lot
point,
of the
a new
bottles.
challenger enters the scene. The White Wolf of Palm Beach. They call him Bill Koch. Some say it's short for billionaire. He's a member
Billionaire?
of one of the wealthiest families in America.
Walton family, 224 billion. And then it drops way down to 160, huh?
And he is also one of the world's most avid collectors of wine. So they sell him a total of 4 bottles for $311,804. We're way over here on the graph at this point. So, gently, careful now, he put them in his climate-controlled cellar. And he would show them off to his friends. Otherwise, here they remained for the next 17 years. As the years ticked by, more bottles were sold.
Said he originally found 12 bottles, but he kept mysteriously discovering more. Eventually, there was a total of 24. How did
And more
Find
bottles were
more.
consumed, until there were none left. 2005. The 4 Coke bottles had sat around for a long time on the shelf, doing nothing, when something new happened.
Yeah, probably a
The
scam.
Boston Museum of Fine Arts was interested in displaying the bottles and wanted to trace the exact provenance. So Coke gets on the line with the Jefferson Foundation and he goes, "Oh, look, I don't mean to brag, but I'm about to have my bottles displayed at the Boston Museum. But I need just a little bit of verification. Could you tell me exactly where these bottles come from?" And the Thomas Jefferson Foundation responded, "I'm afraid we can't do that. We don't think they're real."
Oh!
Yeah. In fact, you're not the only person to call about this. What? Yes, it was in the 80s.
Okay.
Mr. Broadbent, I believe, of Christie's auction house called up trying to verify the bottles so that he could sell them. But we looked through our comprehensive historical records and found no mention of these bottles. Here's a letter we sent saying that we couldn't verify.
Just because we are unable to make a positive connection between the dates and vintages of the Hoffman University by Jefferson does not mean that we do not entertain the possibility that the bottles are still his. We would, of course, refrain from any final judgment until we have seen anything. Okay,
Fine.
that's fair.
And they're probably fake. But he sold those bottles to me. Now, back to 1776. Now, here's a thing you should know about Jefferson. Let's just say if he was around today, he would play a lot of Factorio. He was, you know.
I have the largest collection of Funko Pops in the world.
And that meant that
okay,
his
okay,
record
okay.
keeping was very meticulous. All of his anime was ordered alphabetically. And so too were all the things that he ever purchased,
Demon POV?
including wine.
No comment.
So that's my story, Mr. Pepsi. And those bottles are probably fake. When Coke hears about this, he hangs up the phone and hits speed dial on his page.
How dare you? It's okay, Demon. It's fine. Skill issues happen. It happens to the best of us. Don't worry. I'm not gonna judge you. It's okay. We all have our own little hobbies.
Or something, and I need to assemble a team of investigators. Mr. Rodenstock lived in Germany, so Coke's investigators scoured the countryside for clues, and eventually they found a lead. They managed to track down 5 German residents who claimed to have done engraving work for Rodenstock in the past. They said, "Hey, have you seen these bottles before?" And they went, "Oh yeah, we have. We did those." And all 5 were certain that the THJ engravings were done by an electric power tool. Every one of these 24 bottles of Jefferson wine were fake.
That
Big,
is
fat
really
phonies.
unfortunate.
Allegedly. So, Bill takes all of this evidence to court, and Rodenstock is summoned, but he doesn't show up. So Bill wins in absentia and is awarded $1 million. In the end, Bill never received.
Something about Rodenstock living in Germany. Should be forced to pay. What's the big deal with wine fraud? Jesus, that's crazy.
Received any money from Rodenstock. But to Bill, it was about sending a message more than receiving any money.
I'm coming after you.
And it's just one battle of many that Bill has fought against counterfeit wine. In 2008, Coke filed a consumer fraud lawsuit against the Chicago Wine Company, which was later settled out of court. Another time, Coke spent $3.5 million buying nearly 2,700 bottles of wine from Zaki's auction house. Almost $350,000 worth was fake. The auction house settled out of court, but the seller was told to pay $379,000 in damages and another $1,000 for every bottle.
Okay.
But then the next day they went, "You know what, we thought about it. This jury has decided to award you $12 million in punitive damages." "Jackpot," said Mr. Coke. "I'm rich." But a year later, the court changed its mind and awarded Coke only $711,000. Okay, so this guy's like a one-man army, and he's going around trying to scare the shit out of anyone who's...
He's just going around buying wine to, like, see if it's fraudulent to sue them. That's kind of really funny. I kind of love that.
So this guy's like a one-man army, and he's going around trying to scare the shit out of anyone who's selling fake wine. "Oh, you've got expensive rare wine, do you?"
Yes.
"Yeah, I'll buy it then." "Yeah, but no, yeah, I'll buy it." "No, it's fine. It's genuine, is it?" "Yes."
Imagine having that much, like, screw you money that you just become, like, wine Batman for fun. It's really funny. Yeah, it's alternate timeline Batman. Yeah.
Yes.
"Yeah, I'll buy it then." "Yeah, but no, yeah, I'll buy it." "No, it's fine. It's genuine, is it?" "Yeah, you're saying it's genuine." "Yeah, definitely." And then he goes and he inspects it, then finds it's fake, and then goes, "Yeah, I knew all along, stupid." Lawsuit time. By doing this, he's very slowly cleaning up the market. After all of these investigations, Bill has spent around $35 million tracking down fake wine. But by 2016, Coke was ready to lay down his weapons. He sold off a big chunk of his collection, and it sold for $22 million. Which means he likely did not break even.
That's a shame.
So consider giving to his GoFundMe.
It'd be amazing if there's, like, actually a GoFundMe link.
Which means he likely did not break even. So consider giving to his GoFundMe. Now, this is actually just a very small part of the story. This scandal ended up making such waves across the wine industry that they decided to make a movie about it, based on the Benjamin Wallace book, The Billionaire's Vinegar. And it was set to star Brad Pitt. No,
Brad
wait,
Pitt?
now it's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
No, wait, it looks like it's cancelled.
Oh. That's a shame.
Alright, that's the video. Thanks for watching. 4 more to go, but we've already started in on the regular type stuff in case you don't love fancy.
Alright, well, thank you for hanging out, you two. I hope you have a good day or night. I thought I saw it, but the more I watched on, the more I realized that I didn't recognize a lot of the story. I think I only heard about the wine being sold part. But bye-bye! Bye!